Welcome to the Xbox Bowl introductory press conference for the coaches and players. Happy to have you here. Our game tomorrow night kicks off at 8 p.m. Central on ESPN, but I'm glad you all will be in person for it right here at the Star. I'd like to get started with Arkansas State. I'd like to welcome on my far right, Kyle Taylor, who is basically playing a home game as he's originally from the Colony. Jalen Rayner there in the center, and head coach Butch Jones. And I'm going to start with an opening comment from Coach Jones.
Okay. Well, thank you. First class and everything. Been part of a lot of bowl experiences, but the Xbox Bowl really ranks up there. And I'd like to thank everyone for coming out today, but also the entire week has been tremendous. Sean, thank you for everything that you've done. Thank you to all the Xbox representatives for really making this a great bowl experience. And to the city of Frisco, it's been remarkable. It's funny, I was telling the players driving in here, shoot, I think half of our former players at the University of Tennessee are moving to Frisco. I had Josh Dobbs calling me last night, Trey Smith. They've all bought places here in Frisco, and what a great community. But really, really excited to be a part of the first annual Xbox Bowl. And it's something about a legacy, and I think that this bowl game is going to be around for quite some time, and being the infant stages of it is a pretty neat deal for our program and for all these players. In terms of our football program and our football team, a lot of people ask me to summarize the season. I would say probably resiliency. We talk about our 4 DNA traits of toughness, connection, resiliency, and composure, and I think it's taken all of those 4 components. When you look at a football team that started 1-4 and now to be here in a bowl game, it has not been done in college football. We're the only team to be able to do that, and you don't do that if you don't have culture and you don't have connection. And I've said it, and I'll continue to say it, to be a proponent of the group of 6. We are byproducts of our non-conference scheduling. When you're in the Power 4, you buy your non-conference schedule, you're 4-0, you have great momentum, and all of a sudden now your kids have that belief in winning. We have played the most challenging non-conference schedule of anybody in the group of 6. If you look at, we played back-to-back national champions in Ohio State and Michigan. We've played Oklahoma, we've played Arkansas, and we played Iowa State twice. And so a lot of times the way you start is a byproduct of your non-conference scheduling. And so that's something that I hope at our institution we will get corrected at some point in time. But it also finds out about your character. You find out about who you are in the face of adversity. And I thought that we found out a lot about our football team, and nobody blinked. And here we are playing in a bowl game, and we have an opportunity to win 7 games. And we've played football at Arkansas State for 111 years, and we've only won 7 games or more 27 times. It's a little less than 24%. And it's really hard to win. We've only won back-to-back bowl games 2 times in our program's history. And so there's a lot to play for, a great challenge in Missouri State. I think the other thing from a program standpoint is this is our 3rd consecutive bowl game, and we're only one of 18 teams in the country in the group of 6 that can say that. So I think anybody that says that the bowl season is something that needs to go away, or we need to alter the bowl season, I would beg to differ. This is the pageantry of college football. This is what it's all about. And the only thing I can refer back to is having to go on the road at App State and come up with a victory. And it's one of the most rewarding victories I've ever been a part of because of our players. Watching the joy, the celebration from on the field to the locker room to the airplane ride. I've never seen a team have so much joy in winning and accomplishment of going to a bowl game. And to me, that's what college football is all about. And again, I can't thank the Xbox Bowl enough, just because of it's been a remarkable experience. And now keeping the main thing, and that's the great challenge that exists tomorrow in the game. We're going to have to play our best football game to win. I think our players understand that. And so with that, I'll pause and answer any questions y'all may have.
Thank you, Coach. And so if you can, just acknowledge that you have a question. I will send William over with a microphone. We'll start there in the back. And please give your name and affiliation and direct your question. Thank you.
Charles McCary from K8. Coach, just talk about what this means to the program, 3 years in a row being in a bowl game.
It means everything. And, like we spoke about, there's only 17 other programs in the country that have been to 3 consecutive bowl games or more. And so, when you look at it, it's the expectations. We expect to compete for championships at Arkansas State, but also to go to bowl games. And so I'm excited for the 2 individuals that we have here today with us. And Kyle Taylor and Jalen Rayner, they've earned the privilege and the right to be up here today at the podium. But just our entire team, and again, them understanding the importance of a bowl game, the importance of keeping our tradition and legacy in place, of going to bowl games, it's not just about the players, but it's our community. It's Northeast Arkansas. It's Jonesboro. It's our university community. It's an opportunity to compete on national television. We've been on national television now. It'll be our 8th time this year. And that's something that when you have that platform, you have to take great advantage of. But again, what it means to an institution, a state, an entire state, to be able to play in bowl games, you could never diminish the fact of that. So we're very excited about the challenge tomorrow.
Any other questions? There in the back.
Yeah, Coach Jack Allen with KATV in Little Rock. I know 2 years ago it was an accomplishment to get to a bowl game. Then last year it was an accomplishment to win one. What are the extra challenges that maybe come with sustaining that success and being able to string together multiple bowl wins in a row?
Yeah, well, when you think about it, it's really hard to do because we've only done it twice in our program's history of winning back-to-back bowl games, and it's very challenging. A lot of it is based on your opponent, but a lot of it is how you break down winning bowl games. There's 2 phases to it. It's your on-campus preparation, and then it's your bowl site preparation, and all those things that go into it, and then the layoff of the fundamentals, the details, the mental mindset, the mental disposition that it takes to play winning football in bowl games. So there's a lot that goes into it. A lot of it is your will to win as well. So there's a lot that goes into winning bowl games. And again, you could never take it for granted because they're really hard to get to and they're really hard to win.
Mike Harley, Arkansas Democrat. Is that for you, Coach? Just with the coaching change going on in Missouri State, does that change any of the dynamics with you guys, with your preparation at all, or just kind of talk about that?
No, I mean they're a really talented football team. There's a reason why they won 7 games, and there's a reason why they won 5 games in a row. That doesn't happen by chance. Just like us, if you don't have culture and connection, and the players play the game, and they have one of the best quarterbacks we will have faced all season long. Again, really well coached, detailed, disciplined. They force you to execute and play at a high level in all 3 phases, so that really doesn't change one bit.
Jeff Reed, A-State Nation. Butch,
I'm sorry, your name again? Could you?
No, you know my name. You usually put an expletive in front of it. Now you made me get off track. Having coached and won bowl games before, and last year you won, is there some carryover, you think, to having been in a bowl game and actually won it that this year, that a lot of your guys, they remember that?
Absolutely. The problem is we have 70-plus newcomers in our program, so a lot of these individuals are playing in a bowl game for their first time, but you were a byproduct of our experiences. And, we've talked about that. We talked about the first year and why we didn't get it done. And then we talked about the second year and how we were to have probably one of our best victories we've had against as talented of a team as Bowling Green is that we played since we've been here. So I think there's a lot. You rely on these 2 individuals with their experience. They both played in the bowl game. They both went through the preparation. So you got to rely on your leadership. And what you learned through those 2 experiences. Absolutely.
Coach Corey Riggs with Missouri State Radio. A lot has been made about the 1-point wins, the close victories that you and the Red Wolves have stacked up this year. What do you think the biggest sort of learning moment or teachable moments have been for you and these guys being able to come up with victories time after time in these really kind of gut check moments?
Yeah, I think we're actually the 12th team in the history of the FBS to have 3 1-point victories. And so that's hard to do. But I think there's a belief in place. There's a standard in place. And, they are very hard-fought wins, and every single one of them had a bizarreness to them to be able to get there from the management of the clock to Texas State game. I've never had this. It's the hardest thing I had to ever do in coaching, and that's have a play on defense called give up. And we had to allow them to score. And then they missed the extra point. Then we drove down and scored on basically the final play of the game. And so I think all those 1-point victories had a little different management to it, but we practiced those all the time in our subscripts on Friday and throughout the course of the week. But I think when you have individuals like this, I've always said, is the mark of a great quarterback is the ability to lead your team from behind in the 1-minute drill on the road. And Jalen did that at App State, where I believe they were 126-25 with a home record. So those things are really hard to do, but I think really I could see the progression that this team was making even when we were 1-4, but you have to win a game like that. And then you catch fire. And we were able to beat Texas State, and then our kids started to believe. We won 3 consecutive road games at venues that are really, really hard to play in the Sun Belt Conference. So you could see the belief, the confidence that our players have in our program, but even more importantly in each other.
Coach, Ryan Collingwood, the Springfield Daily Citizen. You faced Bobby Petrino earlier in the year, and now you're going to get his kid. Probably some similar offensive philosophies there. You kind of looking forward to that?
No. Have a lot of respect for the entire Petrino family. We go back a long time. I still remember as a head coach at Tennessee when Bobby was a head coach at Western Kentucky, and we had to play them in Knoxville, and have had a lot of respect for him and Nick as well. And it's something to be said about being in a football family. And so a lot of respect for their football minds, how they think, and then obviously playing Arkansas and Little Rock this year with Bobby. So, know their family well, have followed them, and have a tremendous amount of respect for their entire family.
I'm going to hand off the microphone. We've got a question in the back. Does anybody have questions, though, for the student athletes? Okay.
They're also scholar athletes.
Scholar
You can
athletes.
call them that as well.
Scholar student, yes.
Hey, Kyle, this one's for you, man. Just talk about what it's like being able to play at home tomorrow.
It means everything because, the last time I was here, my class was graduating. So that was like 5 years ago. So it was just great being able to come home, have all my family members come to the game for the first time. I think I was supposed to have like 23 people come to this game. So it's big for me.
Oh, we got another in the back. Right here.
Just to follow up for Kyle, obviously, you kind of had a breakout year yourself. So just how rewarding is it to kind of finish, your season here at home, and then let's just talk about your overall season, and also just with Jacob Clark, kind of the issues that he presents as a quarterback.
It was kind of sweet because when we looked at the bowl predictions, like only one of them said Frisco, and I was like, oh, okay. I circled that. I was like, if I get that, I'm telling everybody. And then for the second part of your question, he's kind of like some of the quarterbacks we played this year, but I believe his arm talent is one of the best. So we got to have a good eye discipline, good effort, everything.
This is for both of you guys. Having won the road games like you have this year, do y'all kind of come into this game thinking like this is another road game, even though it's basically a neutral field?
I feel like Coach said, it's 2 parts to the preparation going into a bowl game, and we kind of had the full game plan installed at school before we got to the site, and we kind of just revamped and reviewed it and polished it while we were here. So it's way more time to prepare compared to a regular road game. So of course, it's challenges with all the activities and time management while you're here. Still being able to prepare and not get lackadaisical with your preparation and things like that. But it's an opportunity for both of us, and the neutral field. I think we'll both have good and kind of good crowds and that travel for us. So it's going to be a good environment.
I think we can go ahead with one more.
Yeah, Jalen, kind of following up with that, you touched on the difficulties that come with playing a bowl game, but what did you maybe learn the first 2 times that you did this that have kind of changed the way that you prepare this season?
Like you said, from the last 2 bowl games, it's easy to kind of get wrapped up into you're not at school, or you have more time to prepare, so you kind of get lazy or more relaxed with the preparation. And it's hard not to when you're at a site like this with a lot of activities, and then you're in a nice city and things like that. So I've kind of learned to treat it like any other game, prepare like we're going into the national championship, and like there's no tomorrow. So we're preparing to come out with the victory, and you have to continue to, I would say, just prepare like any other game.
All right. Thank you very much, Arkansas State, and everyone for attending. We're going to excuse Kyle and Jalen and let them be finished. We're going to do a quick photo opportunity with Coach Jones, and we'll bring in Coach Petrino, and we'll start our second half in just a moment.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.